Baozhen Luo is joining us now. She's an associate professor at Western Washington University, specializing in global China and population aging. Thanks so much for joining us. Give us a scene setter first, because I know you were talking to Rochelle Akufo in June, talking about the flip side of all of this, which is the relaxation of the two-child policy, because this is a country that's seeing a squeeze on both sides. It's got an aging population, but not enough young people coming up through the ranks. And a lot of these parents worried about child care costs. So just kind of give us the scene setter, if you will, about what we're looking at there.
So when we look at population aging, the causes are two layers, not just people getting older. More people get older is also that you have less young people entering the society through birth. And China is not an immigration country, so birth rate really plays a very, very important role here. So what we are looking at, as you are indicating here, the generation who are really feel the squeeze are the sandwich generation, people who are at the ripe working age right now, people who have elderly parents on the top and then children in the bottom. They have to support both generations. So that's what we really see. The caregiving sort of responsibility, both for the young and the old, could not be all fulfilled by the family anymore, which is why we see the Chinese government are taking very, I want to say, very encouraging, very promising strides in providing all kind of care for the family members, for the young and for the old.
Yeah, and it's important too, because we're saying 19% of the population, the number going up 6% since 2010. Obviously, those numbers are going to continue to increase. So give me an idea of what you're seeing in terms of the government trying to address this, in terms of providing more for seniors.
Well, I think that the government are doing a great job in China right now. I think they really recognize the rapid pace of population in China compared to anywhere in the world, frankly speaking. So China has done really well to cater to the needs of both elderly who are in their advanced age, who need long-term care, as well as elderly who are younger, who are in their perhaps 60s or early 70s. And for the older, in terms of long-term care, we see just massive investment in long-term care facilities, especially in the early 20s. We also see just very encouraging sort of a step forward in sort of building very comprehensive community-based home care for the elderly, which is preferred. Most elderly, doesn't matter where you go, especially in China, they want to age at home, age in place. And for the younger elderly population, their 60s, I just saw last year the Chinese government have done just really good job passing a series of measures to incorporate the elderly into the economy, to close the digital divide, which means that the elderly, they know how to use the app to hail a taxi, right? They can go to the market, use their phone to scan, because that's something they are just not very familiar with in the past. So I see that they are doing really good job in really provide the necessary support, functional support for the elderly in need of intensive care, but at the same time, to keep those younger elderly as vital, as healthy, as integrated into the society as possible.
Healthy and vital. We were just showing some video while we were chatting with you of a lot of seniors out exercising. So give me a sense of how this generation of seniors may be different from years past, perhaps not as sedentary. How do they look at the world and themselves?
Well, this is the generation of elderly. I mean, my parents belong to this cohort, this generation. These are the generation, they often say they ate bitterness, right? They've gone through a lot of hardship in their younger years, and but they also had the opportunity to experience the prosperity of Chinese economy before their retirement. And their children also experienced a great deal of upward mobility compared to previous generations. I can see this generation really, first they really sort of enjoy the new consumption behaviors, which you don't see in previous generations. They're more willing to splurge in traveling and splurging in big celebrations for birthdays. They're much more willing, much more eager to participate in China's bubbling digital economy as well. So and they're also eager to see the world, especially those elderly from the middle class backgrounds. I mean, even for those from working class background, they're interested in going to see the big city. They're interested in going to see Hong Kong. So we really see this generation. I really feel they have a greater outlook. And health-wise, this is again compared to the previous generation. This is the generation experienced greater healthcare, better health coverage, public insurance compared to the previous generation. So they have more access to just good healthcare. And the government also has done a great job in, I want to say, promote community-based care. There are community hospitals, sort of well positioned at the grassroots level that the elderly are getting a lot of healthcare, preventive healthcare.
Yeah.
So all of these measures, I think, are very encouraging and really allow this elder to have a pretty productive, I want to say productive and healthy later life.
Baozhen Luo joining us from a great city in Washington State, Bellingham. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Exercising at home.